Welcome to Discovering. Tonight we're on the ice with the Fallen Outdoors, and we're on a mission to catch some jumbo perch on Lake Gogebic.
It means a lot to us. You know, we can't get out and do things like this without people who serve the country.
Wow!
Plus, Cody Cass shows us how to use live sonar while ice fishing. So sit back and relax. It's Monday night, and it's time for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill, the eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
I haven't been out on the ice much this winter, but when I have been, it seems to be with veterans. This time, I'm out on Lake Gogebic with a group from the Fallen Outdoors for their annual teeterpig takeover.
I'm Nick Kibler. I am the team lead for the Fallen Outdoors Team Wisconsin. Today we're out on Lake Gogebic. We've got 10 veterans out here fishing. Hopefully we're going to get some big perch. Beautiful weather. It's supposed to be 40 degrees out today, a little bit windy, but we're all in nice and warm shacks, so we're good here. We're teaming up with Michigan and Wisconsin to bring you everybody this trip.
My name is Alex Dvorak. I am a pro staff member for Fallen Outdoors Wisconsin chapter, and I'm one of the guys in the trenches planning trips like this for our veterans and current service members to get out in the outdoors and have a good time.
Basically what we are is we're an organization that promotes healing through the outdoors. We get veterans, active duty members, and Gold Star families outdoors hunting, fishing throughout the year at little to no cost to them so that they can get the camaraderie and build that with other like-minded people.
The guide who knows where to find these big perch is Justin Sofa of Just Fish Guide Service, and he brought a crew of his own to help haul the vets on and off the ice and set lines and keep them baited.
Today we got a group of veterans with the Fallen Outdoors. Every week we like to donate a trip to these guys, get them out, try to get them some jumbo perch. Michigan, we're allowed to run 2 hooks per line, so we just like to run about a foot and a half. We'll run 2 jigs. We'll put mayfly larvae on each one, or wigglers as people like to call them. And just like to grab one, I kind of hold him upside down, make sure he sits up, hook him through the tail, and let him go do some swimming. We usually run them anywhere from 1 to 3 feet up off the bottom. Depends on the mood. The fish will tell us where they're cruising, so we just like to mix it up a little bit, kind of stagger them. So I like to use a longer rod. I'm using a 36-inch St. Croix Skyneck rod. Tie a loop on the end of it. So the loop rests in that little finger there. Then the line goes up into the U. So when the fish grabs it, he's going to pull that down and it'll release the rod to set the hook. It's my second year with the Fallen Outdoors. Last year we were with Brian and it was pretty cold, it was pretty windy. We had some tough conditions, but no pun intended, but these guys were troopers. So this year we got a different group of veterans. I think we have some people out as far from Kansas City today, so it's kind of neat to get some people up that aren't typically used to ice fishing.
It didn't take long for the first perch to hit the ice.
Just under grab.
That's a nice one.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's a pig.
It's awesome. Thanks to TFO.
Should we eat it?
We're in there jigging around, and we have our secret sauce we're using that was provided to us. And you look away for 1 minute, and there you go. Your pole starts snagging down and reeling, and pulled her on out.
So it started over in Iraq in 2008. A bunch of guys, they had one of their guys that wanted to go hunting and get out. Well, they lost the guy. He ended up dying overseas, and then they came back and wanted to give back to the veteran community by getting other people outdoors. So that's why we do this. Well, a lot of them, they get out of the service and they don't have that camaraderie that they had in the military. You get a brotherhood, you know, brothers and sisters in arms, and you get that closeness, and once you get out, you lose that. So we're giving that back to everybody.
Okay, straight up, straight up. Big one.
Oh! My goodness! Wow!
Look at that.
That is awesome! Got her. That is awesome! Woo.
The veteran who got the most into the ice fishing adventure was Jessica from Kansas. After catching her very first perch, she learned to bait hooks, drill holes, and wasn't afraid to run for them.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
so tail hook it.
I wanted to try ice fishing for the first time, and it's something I've been wanting to do on my bucket list.
Push it down, just don't let it go, and just pull it right out. For real. I'm dead serious. Don't let it go.
That's cool!
I'm having a blast. I really am. Even just being out here sitting and talking and hearing stories has been great. And joining the Fallen Outdoors is a great program, and I think try to get more people to do stuff outdoors. So I was in the Navy for 8 years. I was a yeoman 3rd class petty officer, and I miss it every day. I didn't get to retire, but I did my 8 years, and then I got out. I have 3 kiddos.
This is a little guy compared to my first one.
Well, your first one was giant, so
Oh,
that's not
no.
a little perch. It's just not as big as the other one.
Being outdoors has helped a lot with not just mental health, but like to be able to de-stress. And then you're also around people who kind of knows what you've gone through. And with the military, there's a sense of community that you're so used to, and so when you get around people who aren't just civilians, you get that community and that family bonding without actually being family.
Jessica traveled here with Kathy, another vet from Kansas.
Well, I met Jessica here at a women's event, and she informed me that there were other veterans organizations that did outdoors events, so I signed up with the Fallen Outdoors. And I've just been hanging out with them, catching fish, turkeys, goose, deer, you name it, crow. And just been hanging out with other veterans. So I always grew up participating in something outdoor-wise. I'm with my dad, either hunting or fishing, but I never actually got into hunting until I joined the Fallen Outdoors. So the Fallen Outdoors is a good group just because you get to hang out with like-minded people who know what you've been through or what you're going through.
Yeah, dude, I think I just caught the smallest fish.
They're just also just a good crowd. They're more like brothers and sisters, so once you get involved with them, it's outside of the organization. You friend them on Facebook or they, through text, and there's just somebody who's always there for you.
If you're a veteran, this is open to all branches and eras. Don't feel like because someone went through more than you might have that this isn't for you. I promise you that is the furthest from the truth. If you served in any capacity, we want you here. Find us on Facebook. There's actually quite a few different Facebook pages. So if you're looking for something in the Midwest, you'd want to search the Fallen Outdoors Midwest Regional page. There's an admin that's going to verify your service just to make sure you're actually a veteran. And then once approved, you'll see all the different states and their trip posts. And it's really simple. If you see a trip that you're free for on that day, comment with whatever phrase is listed, then you'll be assigned a number. And on the drawing date, we pull numbers randomly with the online randomizer. And that's how we pick who goes, just to keep it fair.
Just a great adventure, beautiful day on the lake. We're catching some fish, a few decent ones. Great group of guys, great conversations. Couldn't be a better day.
Oh yeah, this is good. Hers is good.
Woo!
There you go.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's bigger than mine.
I saw him coming in on the graft, and it was a tink and took her hard. It was a fun catch. It's pretty sweet.
There's a few veterans here today that I thought deserved a trip like this for various reasons. One of them, Dan, he runs Josie's Gift. It's a nonprofit for terminally ill kids. And basically he builds a custom rod for them and takes them fishing, and they kind of get their healing through the outdoors in that sense. And he's donated some rods to us, including the one we're giving away later tonight. So I wanted to honor him, and he had a little phobia with being on ice, so we broke the phobia today.
Never been ice fishing really. I was 13, I fell through the ice messing around on it as a kid and had no desire to go out. And when Alex asked me, I'm like, I don't ice fish, I don't like the ice. And he's like, you gotta go. And I'm glad I let him talk me into coming, because this is a fun day. It's really neat because I was a guy that always sat back and didn't think I should be on trips like this, because there's always somebody out there that's worse off than you are, that has more problems or whatever. And after I went to my first event, it clicked, just meeting some of these guys and whatnot. They need people involved that are the whole gamut, you know. I could help somebody else that, you know, and you never know who you're gonna meet. And I've got quite a few friends that I've stayed in contact with the first two events that I did. And I met some good friends here today also. It didn't really hit me how big they were until I put the bigger one in my hand, and I felt that belly in my palm, and I couldn't get around the belly. And then it was like, wow, it's really big. So for perch that I've caught in the past.
Just take it right out of the holder and, yep, reel her in. It's a nice one, really nice one. Oh my God. Big fish has been debunked.
That's our new big fish of the day.
Straight up. Big fish. Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Woo!
14 and a half, you pinch.
It sounded like this was a great community effort. A lot of donations came in, plus a lot of local business support around Lake Gogebic to show these veterans some good old Yooper hospitality.
I'd like to thank, Eskimo supplied us with brand new tents for putting these guys in. These are top-of-line tents. Stormy Cromer brought out some Stormy Cromer hats for them, so they'll each get to go in with a hat. And then St. Croix also donated some shirts and some rods for them to take home with them. The root cellar was kind enough to make us some food for lunch. All these guys are staying up at the Timbers Resort. Tim was gracious enough to kind of give these guys a deal.
From there, we headed to Two Fat Guys, interesting name, in Marinesco for dinner and prizes.
Take a ride. I've got some people I want to say thank you to really quick. They are, first and foremost, the man, the myth, the legend, the Gogebic goat, Justin Sofa himself and his crew. Thank you guys so much. This was made by a veteran, and from all of us at TFO Wisconsin, this is for you. Thank you so much. 14 and a half inches, we'll call it 2 pounds. Might have been more than 2 pounds, who knows? Mark Sheridan, get up here and pick a prize. Our next award is the Sucker Award. Not only is this guy a sucker, no, I'm just kidding, but that's all he caught today was suckers, so he deserves a little love.
Sucker.
Big Wayne Hirschman, let me show you this awesome prize you get today. This right here is a custom-made Lake Gogebic TFO themed cribbage board. It's made by a veteran and it's going home to a veteran.
What do you say, teeter pig?
Teeter pig!
This is a Garmin unit. It's a live scope. You see live imaging and other sort of terms that are similar. Other companies have their own terms for it, but for here, just kind of the quick in a nutshell. This is in the forward view. How this works is traditional sonar, it reads from the right side going to the left, like in a historical way. So if you're doing jig strokes, you see like almost like a heartbeat line going up and all the way across. Versus this entire screen refreshes at once. So whatever's on the screen is happening pretty much in live time. Me panning around, I can see that there's like, where the bottom is, of course, here on the bottom. And then you'll see that there's fish as well. Like those vertical lines that you see, especially if they're suspended or if they're near the bottom, those are definitely fish. You'll see weeds, rocks, and other sorts of things like that. And right here, I'm in 21 feet of water, but here I can look out to about 75 or 80 feet. So it's really efficient that I can drill one hole a little bit deeper than I would maybe normally fish. And then I can pan around, I can see, especially in a transition area, I have shallow water up there, a little bit of a muddy flat. And then I have some deeper water on the back side of the camera there that would be more sort of like their staging area. So this should be a transition area, and I'm looking up. I'll look up here. I don't really see much fish up here. There's a couple marks I saw up here. You can see where it slants up. And then going that way, I can see that there's a whole bunch of fish here. And then behind the camera, I'm seeing a variety of fish. There's another view, it's a down view, which I'll actually switch to that now. And how that works is the transducer just does one click down. That way, instead of projecting out, it's projecting down. You see the image will change here. So you see at the top side of the screen, that's my lure that's dropping down at the 0 mark. Going down, down, down. Now I just hit the bottom. I'll try to stir up a little bit of mud and then I'll come up off the bottom a little bit. See how these fish are gonna react. Now there's one coming up off the bottom right now. And the one downfall, at least for me, is that once you get a fish that's close to your jig, especially when they're getting a little more finicky like this, it's starting to get a little bit late winter, they're not attacking as aggressive. So not being able to see like you would on a Vexillar, that very fine separation between your jig and the fish. So I'd take a Vexillar type flasher over this unit once I actually find fish. But for finding fish, this is such a great tool.
Seeing the fish is one thing, catching them is a different story. I did manage to chase the skunk away with a few small ones, but I didn't come here for those. I decided to pick up and move to a different part of the lake. As you can see, live sonar is quite bulky and cumbersome to carry. I lightened the load about 3 pounds switching to a lithium battery. This battery also lasts about 3 times as long on the water. Live sonar is also a great way to keep kids engaged when fishing. Seeing what is going on underneath the ice is a whole lot better than staring down a hole. Many digital units used for ice fishing also have mapping. I use these maps for planning my trips, marking key areas on the map before I even leave the house. These same live sonar systems can be used for open water as well. This transducer easily connects to most trolling motor shafts. But back to the reality of winter, here is a great example of fish interacting with the lure in each mode. Here in forward mode, it is great for scanning in the distance to find fish, but lacks the detail when attempting to work the fish when jigging. Here's the same school and down view. Notice the detail being much better. Seeing how the fish are interacting with your lure really helps to be able to figure out what is going to actually make the fish commit.
If that's a crappie, that's huge.
Oh my God. Oh my.
Here. Oh, that was insane to see that on there.
Oh my God.
That's probably your biggest crap. That thing is huge. Turn that.
Using the wraps on the Mag's Power Noodle rod, this crappie came out to be about 14.5 inches and was released to hopefully make memories for someone else.
That's all for tonight, and I hope to see you right back here next week for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.